So, hello, everyone. I'm aLex Levin. I'm here with you in Sun and Moon Yoga Studios YouTube studio or portal, and we're here to meditate together. The day I'm recording this or streaming it, it is Father's Day in the United States. I'm not sure what other countries celebrate this same day. And just having heard that, and probably if many of you are thinking about it as well, you might just sense the qualities that you think of when that word Father's Day, fatherhood, dad, lots and lots of impressions may come in as you ponder that idea. And instead of I considered a reading from David White. It was kind of long, on the chapter from his book on consolations. It's called Consolations, The Solace, Nourishment, and Underlying Meaning of Everyday Words. A fabulous book if you haven't discovered it. And I was going to read the short chapter on help. And it does mention the help that we need as we're born, beings who are dependent on our parents. And throughout life, how that maybe becomes a little more subtle, but not always. And then toward the end of our days, the help that we need as we move toward death. But my title, Yin Yang and Fatherhood, I'm going to branch off to this theme today. As I've pondered yin and yang, so often practices, it feels like to come into balance, I need more and more yin. And the question that arises for me is, well, what is the balance, or what is going deep in, since yin and yang are the two opposing factors, or in yoga, the ha and ta, the opposing, the feminine and the masculine, the hot and the cold, the dark and the light, the quiet and the loud, the active and the passive. So the wholeness is something other than that, something that actually contains all of that. So it does seem to me, and maybe this resonates for you, that the practices that we need, such as this sitting, which is very still, very yin compared to the active yang, practices of perhaps yin yoga, restorative yoga, or just slowing down, just pausing frequently, all these practices, that is still in that duality of yin and yang. And not to dismiss those are essential. Those are all within the wholeness. And part of our healing or our awakening comes when we embrace all of them. Kind of interesting that there's a flip, though. There's a flip, and it depends on which culture you're coming from, which philosophy. But I was just mentioning the sitting meditation as yin, as opposed to our active lives, our thinking, our yoga practice, the asana practice, as of doing all that yang. And that is said to be sort of masculine, whereas the passive yin is more feminine. But also in meditation, and maybe I'm just mixing paradigms here, but so be it. Often a paradigm that's used is a head, heart, gut. And in some ways, the head one, I often think of and feel, and you can sense for yourself, even as you're sitting or however you're postured right now, the gut feeling has a lot to do with our physical body and the earth, the support we have, that feeling, the gut of our primal sense of self, of this unique being. The heart feeling is a feeling of giving and receiving, a feeling of generosity, love, obviously, receptivity. And the head, so I'm putting these notions in here. You need to check them out for yourself because you may have a different interpretation or variations on it, and certainly nuances on it. And head energy, is my motion, is like big sky, is like the vastness, the infinity of the sky, the blue sky that's always there behind the clouds, the sun, the stars. And that is often linked with, I don't know why this, for me, a masculine sense of the father, like God the Father kind of idea. And the earth one, the more deep belly, lower, is kind of linked for me with the Mother Earth. So here again, we have these two. And then when we sit and meditate, we've got them both. We've got that earth support, nurturing, mother, giving, receiving, and then we have the vast sky that is in some ways feels sometimes more distant, and yet it's right here, but is a bit more of the more masculine, I think. So just ideas to ponder, all that to bring us to more and more be able to, and through any of these portals, any of these thoughts, any of these philosophies, any of the tethers we can use that are like the breath or the gut, heart, head centers, all of these can bring us to here, to this moment, here and now, this eternal moment where we can sense the allness, the wholeness of it. So our sitting meditation can take a little bit of the duality of the something to focus on, as I'll guide you through in the beginning, and then we just open to letting go of language, to letting go of paradigms, to letting go of yin yang, just into the wholeness, allness that is never not here. So let's begin. And beginning, we need to sense that we have a trustworthy spot, a spot that supports us. So part of that is maybe making sure you won't be bothered, have your phone on airplane mode, having just the right support for the body. I have a folded cushion that I pretty much know, but each day you should check out, is it the same today? And I support my right leg a little bit with something under my thigh. And you can be sitting on your couch, on a chair. You might even be lying down. Sometimes we see the statues of the reclining Buddha lying on his side. You can be the side reclining Buddha or on your back. And we'll open with a bell and a bow, and we will close with a bell and a bow. About 12 minutes of meditation. Sound can be such a powerful force bringing us right in. Coming in, you can spend a few moments coming in, meaning attention comes into the body, into the seated posture. And the very basics of the meditation practice are two things: just sitting still and noticing. Very helpful for me to notice. Just really spend a bit of time in the beginning and as often as you need to return to the feel, the palpable knowing of the body receiving the support of the ground, and how the body can rest here, how the body can shift slightly forward, slightly back, relax in the belly, easily receive and release the breath. How the uprightness of the spine can have both a downward anchoring and an upward receiving and opening. So the low belly area of the gut, and where I talk about the golden ball inside. So that first piece, like the bottom ball of a snowman, close to the ground. And then the second piece might be that heart area, the rib cage and upper chest, shoulders, shoulder blades. Lightly attending to this setup of the posture. And the neck and head. It's not so much you move in a way you think you should to align, but rather sense within this field of gravity where the ease would be. And so this part of the practice really gives us the embodiment, the being home, being here for ourselves in all those aspects of support of the gut, of giving, receiving, generosity of the heart, the clarity of the head. So we can fully be here, fully be home, where we have within us, each of us, the both the feminine and the masculine. qualities. And all that attention I'll put under the label of ground. The whole body attention happens within the field of sound and space around, the field of gravity. All that we are in communion with, in community with. And even as the attention is just these specific parts, lightly, we can be taking that backward step into that boundless perspective. To the allness. Even as we sense breath ever moving, there is a stillness, a silence, a spaciousness that is prior to all form. And you might sense that infinite spaciousness even as you follow the stream of breath, and even and especially as you follow this form, this flow, this life-giving stream. This with this slight shift of perspective, step into wholeness. And in this closing bow, as we as hands come palm to palm together, part of this is a symbol of these opposing or complementing parts, duality, and that we can, the gift that we can recognize these distinctions, that we have this discriminating capability is just an amazing, amazing gift. And the gift even beyond that is that we can, well, with it, but it does feel like beyond it is that we can sense the wholeness as well. Thank you for traveling that pathway together with me today and all the times that you do. And a very big shout out to all the wonderful dads out there, to all the wonderful fathering energy that we might give ourselves, that we might look for. And may there be healing to where there were difficulties in these relationships. May there be healing in that as we see more clearly what is happening, what did happen. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Please do check out all the Sun and Moon Yoga Studios offerings on sunandmoonstudio.com. Take care. Ciao, ciao.